Hello folks, finally our drawn liquidity has been hit, and I will tell you I am one of the most unluckiest MFs out there in the entire universe, you can, in the entire trading industry, you can call, because my bias and my drawn liquidity always hit. That entire Twitter was larping that the Euro USD is bullish and GBP USD is bullish and DXY is heavily bearish, but I was the only one who said Euro USD was bearish in the last video, and I will show you how did I get my bias. So first of all, on the Euro USD chart higher time frame, you could see a bearish fair value gap here, where price entered into this bearish fair value gap and swept this minor buy side liquidity. So from this 4-hour IRL to this external range liquidity was our target, and then on the DXY chart, this is the problem guys when you trade on your mobile phone. So on the DXY chart, on the GBP chart, I am very sorry, on the GBP chart I said on the GBP chart I said that from this daily bearish fair value gap to the sell side liquidity, I think. So yes guys, daily bearish fair value gap to this minor sell side, this one I will put a mark. So this sell side minor one. So from this daily bearish fair value gap to this sell side liquidity was our higher time frame bias. And next on the 15-minute chart, and next on the 15-minute chart, you could see that here so next on the 15-minute chart, there was a SMT where this 15-minute bearish fair value gap was being disrespected by Euro USD, and price made a buy side liquidity sweep here, as you can see that. Whereas the same, if we check on the GBP USD, you can see that here this 15-minute bearish fair value gap was being respected. 15-minute bearish fair value gap was being respected, whereas the same 15-minute bearish fair value gap was being disrespected, and price made a buy side liquidity sweep here. You can see that here. So this 15-minute bearish fair value gap was being disrespected, and price made a buy side liquidity sweep on euro, whereas the same 15-minute bearish fair value gap was being respected here. You can see that on the GBP, and price made a lower low. So this was the SMT, and after that a 15-minute market structure shift. 15-minute market structure shift here on the GBP USD. We immediately entered after this market structure shift, but what happened was, on a real account, I put my stop loss on GBP USD at this point, which is this SMT's low, and what happened is you can see that price once again moved on to market structure shift after we entered, and then it hit our stop loss. Only reason my stop loss was hit and my bias was right was because I kept my stop loss at SMT's low. I should have seen that, guys. This is the only problem trading with two assets. This is the only problem trading with two assets, guys, because you cannot be vigilant on both. I kept my stop loss on this SMT's low here, and you can see that it hit our stop loss here. It hit our stop loss here, and it did not invalidate our bias. Our bias was right, and it immediately hit our stop loss. I took a loss of some $800, and then price directly went over take profit. That means my bias and everything was right, but my stop loss placement was wrong, which was at SMT's low, this SMT's low. If I would have kept that at this SMT's high, which is this candle, my take profit would have been hit. And my unlucky thing is, another thing is that on the Euro USD chart, what happened was it did not hit our stop loss, but the minute GB, as you know our trading rules, we have been trading the same from last years. The minute it hit our drawn liquidity on GBP, you can see that it hit here, and if we check, if I mark this vertical line, you can see that on Euro USD it was still trading at a loss. It did not even make a market structure shift on the Euro USD. As you know the rules, that once our drawn liquidity reaches on one asset, we immediately exit, right? So GBP USD reached our drawn liquidity, whereas Euro didn't even was moving at a loss. That is, you can see that it was somewhere around here, so immediately I exited on my real account. So this was the mistake, guys. And my bias and everything was entirely right. It wasn't invalidated. My stop loss did not got hit, but the only reason my stop loss was hit on GBP is because of my wrong stop loss placement, which is this SMT's low, guys. This SMT's low, I put my SL, and you can see that it hit our stop loss, and then it hit our drawn liquidity. And the minute it reached our drawn liquidity, I exited on Euro at a loss on my real account, because our trading rules say that when one of the asset reaches the drawn liquidity, we immediately exit the other. So when you can see that I put the line, is it correct line here, when our GBP drawn liquidity was hit, that is take profit, you can say, our Euro USD was still on loss, so I exited us at a loss, and then you can see that here it hit our take profit. So what was my mistake? My mistake was a wrong stop loss placement on GBP USD. I have to be vigilant, guys. So this is trading, guys. You cannot even make a minor mistake, even though everything on paper was right, but still my stop loss got hit. It was a very big stop loss, guys, around $850. If I would have kept my stop loss at this SMT's high, then I would have made profits on GBP USD. And Euro USD I should not have exited. The only reason I exited is because the GBP hit our drawn liquidity, and our trading rules say when one of asset reaches the drawn liquidity, we immediately exit the other. So it was somewhere sailing around here, trading around here. I put the vertical line, so I immediately exited on my real account. And if I show you on my paper account, this trade is won, guys. Let me show. This trade has reached drawn liquidity. Wait a second. So you can see that here we entered after a market structure shift on GBP USD at 1.17298, and it hit our drawn liquidity today, as you can see that, guys. So due to wrong stop loss placement at SMT's low, and due to when but the another thing which I did was completely justifiable, which is when GBP reached our drawn liquidity, immediately without a doubt exited at euro on my real account. Why? Because when one of our asset reaches drawn liquidity, we immediately exit. So I do not feel any remorseful thought about that. I do not feel any remorse that I exited on a loss at euro, but my wrong stop loss placement costed me this trade, guys. That is this SMT's low. Even you can see that everything on my bias was right and everything. So this still happens, guys. I will journal this and I won't make any mistakes. Although my trading capital is finished after this trade, I am very much in a distress, guys. To be honestly, I feel dejected that even though everything was right, I still lost money, and I have lost the will to trade actually, and I don't have enough capital now, guys, to trade. But I will trade paper trade. I will trade on the paper trade, guys, which is the trading views paper trade, and I will still put videos whenever the trade comes. So thank you, guys. This was the trade. Thank you. We won't give up. Thank you.